On 1st April 2017, SBI's 5 associate banks and Bhartiya Mahila Bank merged with India's largest lender, State Bank of India, and started functioning as one unified entity. This gargantuan task was achieved by the bank's IT team based out of its global IT center that worked tirelessly to ensure least amount of disruption to its millions of account holders.
SBI has accomplished in the last 48 hours what could be called the Mars mission in the banking sector. The 6-way merger that we have done in the last 48 hours is definitely something that has never been even attempted anywhere else on the globe. We have created a database of around 500 terabytes, which I believe must be one of the largest in the world. We also have today in excess of 407 million customers with more than 700 million accounts. Not only that, in this period, we have also ensured that all of our customers who are using or accessing our digital channels will continue to have a seamless experience. So any of our customers who are using the internet banking of our erstwhile associate banks can actually log on with his old ID and password and be seamlessly transferred to the integrated entity so that they can continue doing their banking transactions in the same way that they are doing earlier.
State Bank of India is now in the league of 40 large international banks, and this story has been an amazing story. The story of integrating 7 large banks together. The mothership State Bank of India, which used to be known as the leader in the State Bank group, has subsumed into itself 5 of its associate banks and the Bhartiya Mahila Bank, which is also a small bank but not too small. A miracle could be called a miracle only when somebody experiences it. And State Bank of India has proved that miracles simply do not exist in the minds of people. It could really happen. Look at the scale of the integration. Look at the variety and the complexity of it. Look at the unpredictability of it. Look at the stakeholder expectations. Look at the touch and feel that is required to be given in terms of uniform user experience. All these were accomplished with a group of dedicated people who worked professionally. Let me give a few highlights of this. In terms of database size, State Bank of India itself had a database size which is the largest in the BFSI sector in India. And add to it the combined database size of 6 other banks, which is larger than the second largest bank in this country. And you can imagine what exactly went into it.
The challenges that we are facing this time in the mergers as compared to the earlier mergers with the State Bank of Saurashtra and the State Bank of Indore are in terms of the way technology has moved in the past few years. In the earlier mergers, we just had to deal with around 6 applications. Today we have to deal with more than 100. And the challenge is to provide a seamless experience to our customer across the entire range of banking products and services that we offer.
This merger reflects a great deal of collaboration, innovation, strategic planning and execution by our IT team, our vendor partners and management. Our team was involved in the merger exercise for data merger in pre-migration and migration phases. We'll leverage the consolidated database for getting insight about the customer behavior. It will also help us in formulating new products across the organization uniformly for the benefit of the customers. The customers of the combined entity will be benefited further product offering by us, including the customer relationship management platform, which is in process of getting rolled out in SBI.
So one of the biggest challenges in an exercise of this nature is how do you manage the public perception? The public is a key stakeholder in State Bank of India, and it is very important that our customers be informed at all times about what the bank is doing and how it is going to benefit them. Today we have more than 10 million followers on Facebook, 1.7 million followers on Twitter, and so is the case with other social media. And this gives us a massive platform for reaching out to the people and telling them what we are doing. So our social media campaign was two-pronged. One is we informed the people as to what this merger means. That is, we talked about the scale and the magnitude. We talked about how State Bank of India is going to become one of the top 50 banks in the world. But how does this benefit the customer? So the second prong of our exercise that we undertook on the social media was telling the customer how does it benefit them. So look at it from the perspective of a associate bank customer. Till yesterday, he had only 1,000 branches for his bank or 1,500 branches for his bank. Now suddenly he becomes a customer of a bank having nearly 24,000 branches. This is the benefit that he derives out of the merger.
We started planning for this complex merger in July 2016, where we started looking at what will be the impact on the customers, what would be the impact on the various products and services which we are going to offer them as a single merged entity. That has led us to arrive at a business strategy and consequently coming up with a IT strategy for how to carry out the merger of the various IT systems.
We designed the entire merger project on three basic design principles. One, that the entire project should be tracked in real time in project management mode. Second, we should socialize all the efforts and the activities across all the stakeholders in the bank. And the third was, it was very obvious to us that we would have to use a new way of tracking and orchestrating the project.
First of all, the very important challenge which actually we had to take care was the overlapping of customers' account numbers. The account numbers among the associate banks and also State Bank of India were overlapping, which actually we had to consider, and that we have done successfully before the merger and with least customer inconvenience. The second challenge which actually of course we faced was the overlapping of branch numbers among the associate banks and State Bank of India, and that also we have to handle it. We are handling it during the course of this merger. Apart from this, there are other challenges like overlapping numbers of locker numbers, then SC and DDP numbers, etc. This also we have handled successfully. Then other area where actually we faced challenges was the number of loan products and deposit products among the group and also the bank, Bhartiya Mahila Bank, wherein actually we had to match these products with the State Bank of India products, and other areas like the interest rate, charges, etc. were also to be aligned. This also we have addressed very effectively, and before the effective date, all these charges were aligned and made uniform across the group right from the first day of the merger date, that is 1st of April 2017.
Since it was a huge task and very challenging, so we at GITC formed a consolidation committee which involved all the application owners, because 48 applications belonging to associate banks are to be integrated with SBI platform. So it was thought that it will be done in two phases. First phase will be report level merger, where consolidated reporting to regulator and other entities will happen on a single day on the effective date of merger, and data merger will happen afterwards within next 3 to 4 weeks. Now after 1st April 2017, when Government of India has gazetted notification issued, we decided that we will monitor this activity through a mobility solution. All application owners are registering on the mobility solution, and we have created a war room in GITC. There our orchestration team is monitoring the activities. Till date, we have already integrated our treasuries, our loan life management system, and LOS system is OneView. Our INB OneView has already happened,
and we are on the way to integrate first bank in the third week of April.
Very systematic planning which was required to achieve this objective in a very stipulated time frame, and we have used the project management software throughout the process and achieve it. The customer experience was so delighted that when a customer of any associate banks tried to log in using his own credential from the respective bank, or whether he clicked online sbi.com, the experience was same. Internet banking have three different areas, that is retail internet banking, corporate internet banking and merchant. The customer experience in all these three areas was so delightful that we have received multiple feedbacks which were very enriching.
Merging of 5 bank entities into SBI core banking is a stupendous task. While the platform for the 5 associates are similar, the biggest challenge comes from the Bhartiya Mahila Bank, where the platform is entirely different from the SBI platform. One more biggest challenge in this entire operations is the overlapping of the customer account numbers with different associate with that of the SBI. Similar is the challenge for the branch identifier, which we call it as branch codes, which also has the similar overlapping numbers. In order to overcome these challenges, it's a big task for the entire IT team to cover these numbers pre-populated before taking them into the SBI so that the conflict will not arise. The basic aim behind this merger is to improve the user experience as well as interface for the incoming customers so that there will not be any variance from the existing SBI customers.
This has also happened during a time when there are many other things that are happening which the customer might not perceive to be of benefit to him. So therefore, managing the public sentiment at this time was a very crucial task. In fact, it was a very tightrope walk for us. But nonetheless, our social media department and our partners in social media, they have done a wonderful task in ensuring that the customer is kept properly engaged and properly informed about the entire merger process and how it benefits him.
So to sum it up, it was a great exercise in managing complexity, in managing diversity, in managing size, and also managing the different stakeholders in terms of communication, in terms of orchestration, in terms of putting things together in a professional manner using project management principle. Things went well, things had teething problems, but at the end, all of us achieved something which were never experimented anywhere in the world. And it was a great experience, great learning, probably material for case study in a few business schools.
This entire feat has been made possible by the relentless efforts done by our IT personnel. Their accomplishment in this context needs to be highlighted because it was not a simple job and required huge amount of planning as well as a huge amount of effort to ensure that all of this happens seamlessly. Our thanks are also due to our IT partners in this particular effort because they too have put their best foot forward, have allocated enough resources to ensure that this happens in the time that was allotted to them. My congratulations to all of our workers all around, whether they be in the area of planning, in the area of execution, in the area of IT, in the area of accounting, and of course, the frontline people who have put their heart and soul into ensuring that this merger process happens seamlessly.
With the new peak transaction capacity of 4,000 per second and an all-time high system capacity of 15,000 transactions per second, State Bank of India has rewritten history to create one of the world's top banking behemoths. Thanks to the efforts of the bank's IT team, customers of all the associate banks and the Bhartiya Mahila Bank will now get to enjoy the benefits of State Bank of India's wide array of digital banking products and services. State Bank of India, banker to every Indian.